It's day 3 of our 30-day Stardew Valley Island Challenge, and we have a lot to cover today. Now, our goals for today are to have our resident services fully upgraded, to construct our campsite, to find out who our first campsite villager is and invite them to the island, begin working on our tailor's shop, and finally, hopefully find our next villager for Stardew Island. But first, our resident services is closed for the moment because it's now in the process of upgrading to a full building, but I can't wait to work towards 3 stars as soon as that's ready. The first thing I do want to do is catch up with our villagers. I really love finding out that Nan calls me kid. I mean, as our granny Evelyn, that's kind of perfect and pretty adorable, to be honest. Yeah, I'm really happy with her as our Evelyn, and the fact she's even asking me about cups of tea right now is just too funny. I mean, look at her. She just gets me. Now, I found a great DIY on the beach, the decoy duck, and that's going to be really useful for later. I'm also going to collect some seashells so I can sell off a bunch of things to Nook, and that's going to give me a nice chunk of bells, which I desperately need right now because I'm completely broke. Other than that, there isn't anything to do on this particular day because we're waiting for things to be ready, so we're going to move straight on to the next one so our resident services can reopen and we can progress further. Mabel is here for the first time today, which is fantastic. We can now start working on getting our Emily on the island. There was also a fantastic suggestion in the comments where it was mentioned a few times about Tom Nook and Isabel possibly being able to represent Lewis and Marnie, and that really did give me a good giggle, to be honest. I mean, I love that idea and I can totally see that being a good option as well. So do let me know what you think of that idea in the comments down below, because I am still potentially eyeing Patty for Marnie or Ken for Shane, or maybe even both, depending on our limits and how we work out our housing plan. But we'll come back to that in a future episode. Now, before I stop by and see Tom and Isabel, I do have a few things to get done. I have a bell spot right here, but no money to plant in it. The struggle. Hopefully I can make some more bells later today and come back for it though. Speaking of not having any money, I should probably blow what I do have on some purchases from Mabel. That way Emily can be on our island as soon as possible with her tailor shop. There's nothing I actually want, to be honest, but I am going to grab these few things just for now to get that started. And now it's time to have a chat with Tom and Isabel, potentially our Lewis and Marnie, because now that our resident service is upgraded, we can begin working on our campsite and of course aiming to achieve 3 stars and unlock terraforming. 5 stars will be the end goal, of course. Now, Tom has given me the DIY to build the campsite, but before I do that, I did decide to look up some Stardew themes for our island tune. Now, I couldn't really find any that sounded very recognisable to me, but I did come across this one from the winter season, which I think sounds brilliant, so this is what I'm going to go with for now. Yeah, I love that. We'll work on our flag at a later time though. Now, we got some bonus miles from our Nook stop due to resident services being closed earlier, so that's going to help us out a lot as well. I'm really tempted to get the final pocket expansion, but to be honest, I think I'm going to hold on to the points we have for now, as we're going to need a lot when we unlock terraforming, waterscaping and pathing. Plus I'm going to need fence recipes too, so I think for now I'm just going to manage with the space that I have. Other than that, there isn't anything else I really want right now, so it's time to build our campsite. Though I do realise I am lacking in the wood department, so I'm going to have to go gather some of that first. While I'm doing that, I may as well gather the rest of my materials as well from my rocks, and of course find those much needed bells too. Now, the money rock gave me enough bells to be able to dig up our money spot and replant a 10,000 bell bag for a money tree. I'm really happy to see that our others are ready too, so I'm going to grab all of that. Our temporary bell problem is now behind us. With that taken care of, I'm going to continue on with my morning chores around the island, like shaking the trees, which I do actually have a plan for to make more efficient soon. This is something I need to be keeping on top of, so the easier I can make it for myself, the better. I caught some new creatures as well, including a tiger beetle to add to my growing donation pile outside of this museum. I'll get around to donating them all soon, I swear. But for now, Shino is constantly obsessed with looking at them and inspecting them, which is pretty adorable if you ask me, so I'm not going to move them yet anyway. And I've finally decided to get the last part of clearing up out of the way up here on the upper cliffs of the island. So I'm going to shake the trees as I'm going around, collect some weeds, collect some more weeds, and collect even more weeds. What's wrong with my face, you ask? No. I didn't get stung by wasps again just because I wasn't paying attention. This is just allergies from all the flowers and weeds. Yeah. Carry on. With that out of the way, I can gather the wood I need for the campsite, make some medicine for my allergies, recover fully, and craft our campsite kit. Now, looking at the map again, eventually our campsite is going to be going in the top right of the map, which is going to be the mountain area for our Stardew Island. And of course, this is where Linus lives. It was a really great suggestion to use the campsite for Linus's tent, even if we do or don't use a player for him later. But for now, I am going to stick to my plan to keep as many buildings and houses out of the way as possible on the far left of the island. And I actually think it may fit perfectly on our peninsula, to be honest, so we might put it there temporarily. And it does fit perfectly. Oh, that's brilliant. That's going to be great for now. That means very soon we will have our first campsite villager, one we have no choice to invite whether they are a good match for Stardew or not. So either we'll get lucky and have a villager we really want, or we won't be so lucky and we'll have to focus on moving them out as soon as we can to replace them. Now, before I head back to Tom Nook to let him know it's all built and ready to go, let's have a very quick chat about Shino. As you could tell, I was really excited to find Shino in the moment, and at the time, I did think she would be a fantastic option for the wizard. I still do in many ways, to be honest. However, since recording the last episode and now seeing her out and about on the island next to our villagers like Egbert and Nan, I do have to admit that I'm realising, as much as I adore her, she just isn't the best fit for this island and theme at all. She really doesn't give Stardew vibes that I'm going for. And I know many of you feel that too. I really want to achieve that Stardew Valley feeling with the villagers that we choose and keep, which is why I really want to go for farm animals as much as possible. Maybe at a push some woodland animals as an exception if they are the best match for a villager. Now, I know many of you love Shino too, but I also think that just as many of you do agree that it is a bit jarring from the theme and the feeling we want to achieve overall if we keep her. So I've decided that we will be swapping Shino out in one of our up and coming episodes for a better fit. Whether we do go for another wizard like Julian, who is a very popular choice, or a different villager altogether for our limited housing plots, we'll figure that out when we come to it. But for now, I'll bring Shino onto my Forever Island at some point, where she'll be the perfect addition, and here we will do our best to find the right villagers for Stardew. So with that all covered, let's move on to tomorrow so our campsite can be fully built. But we'll also move again pretty quickly right after because we want to have our first villager come to the campsite as well. On to a new day. But before I could go check it out, Tom has dragged me to the airport to meet Lottie and let me know that I can now help her out with Happy Home Paradise. Now, it's not something I'm planning on doing in this 30-day challenge. However, I am wondering if it's possible to speed through it just to unlock the ability to decorate our villager homes. Now, I haven't ever done that before, and on my Forever Island, I haven't even completed it yet either. Is it something that you'd like us to be able to do in this series? Would you like us to be able to unlock that feature so we can fully customise each of our character homes or their businesses, or just leave them as is? We could do that on or off camera as well, so let me know what your thoughts are on that in the comments below. But after leaving the airport, I found out that Mabel is back on our island today, so I'm gonna buy some more things from her, and hopefully on her next visit we can get her moved onto the island and have our tailor shop open. I'm going to stop by the Nook Stop and get my daily miles. And I'll also grab this lantern from Nook Shopping too, as it's going to be useful later on, especially around the little graveyard area in town where you see lanterns. One thing I am trying to do every day is collect seashells to sell, as they're a really easy source of bells. And of course, while I'm at it, I'm looking for my messages in a bottle on the beach for my daily DIY. I'm also making sure to talk to my villagers too, and today Shino taught me the happiness reaction. She is really making it harder than it already is to let go of her, isn't she? Now, Nan is crafting today and she's given me a knitted grass backpack recipe. Not really that useful at the moment, but we'll take it anyway. And with that done, that's all we need to do right now. So we're going to jump on to the next day and find out who our campsite villager is going to be. So let's do that. And here we have it, the announcement of our first campsite villager. I'm really excited to see who we get, to be honest, but not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous at the same time. And it's raining on day 3. It's literally like we're in Stardew Valley right now, except I can't spend my day fishing for catfish and making money. We have a villager to go check out. The rain is looking quite ominous though, so I hope that's not a bad sign. We'll find out. But before we run over to our campsite, Mabel is back for her 3rd visit, which means we can finally put down the plot for the tailor shop. And that means our Emily will officially be on the island soon. Amazing. Now, I am going to put it right here near Nooks and resident services for now, simply for daily convenience until we move it later. Yeah, that will do nicely for now. And while it's raining, I might as well catch this snail. And I'll stop by our villager homes as well, just to have a quick chat with them. I swear, I'm literally obsessed with Egbert right now. I love him. He's so great. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's find out who we have in our campsite. Now, best case scenario is we find one of our Stardew villagers from your wonderful suggestions. It would be amazing if someone like Ken for Shane is in there, or Julian for the wizard, or possibly Raymond for Harvey, something like that. That would be great. Can't really think of any others though right now who I'd like it to be, so I guess let's just rip off the band-aid, as they say, and go find out who's inside. Oh, it's Phil. Well, that's kind of anticlimactic. I was really hoping it was going to be someone from your suggestions, to be honest, or at least someone that gave us instant Stardew Valley vibes. But no, it's Phil. Well, he's not going to be staying, but he'll be fine for now. I mean, it could be way worse, couldn't it? It could be way worse. So let's go put down a plot for Phil right here near the others on the left side of the island. And at least that will unlock the ability for us to build more plots now and of course find more villagers. We can even invite them by amiibo now if we need to, which could help us out later with the limited time frame that we have, especially for the villagers that we want to replace. That way we won't have to wait for them to ask to leave. I'll start getting some fence recipes while I'm here, just the stone one for now, and I'll grab this hand cart as well from Nook's Shopping. With that, once again, there isn't anything more we can really do until we can progress later. So we're going to move forward once again so that Phil can move in and our shop can begin construction. So on to a new day and Phil is officially on the island, for now at least. It's still raining, but my DIY is right outside my house today, so that's super helpful. With our campsite now built and Phil moved in, we can now focus on our island rating and hopefully reaching 3 stars as soon as possible. We are going to need a minimum of 8 villagers to get there though, and right now we are only at 6 with Phil. So let's grab our daily Nook miles. We'll grab this fence recipe and a few items from Nook Shopping as well, and then we can check out where we're at right now with our island rating. And of course we're exactly where I thought we would be this early on, a very sad 1 star. But don't worry, we are going to get there pretty fast, just not in this episode alone, because we do have a lot to do to make it happen, and getting our population up is the first. But we can at least make a start on that today by buying a plot from Tom Nook. I'm going to keep it on me for now until we move forward again though, so we can go and welcome Phil first. I've never actually seen the inside of his house either, so that's going to be interesting. Wow, that is very red. Definitely, yeah, very red. I wonder what it's going to look like when it's all furnished. I mean, to be fair, Phil is a pretty cool bird. I do like him. He's just not the right fit for this island, of course. But I'm glad we got Phil and not, you know, Hippo or something. So that's good. All right, let's move on to the next day so we can keep progressing forward. Once again, my bottle is right outside my house, which is such a time saver. Amazing. Unfortunately, it is a duplicate DIY though, so not very useful. Sahara is here for the first time too, which is great, but I'm not going to buy anything from her just yet. But I do seriously need to donate all these things to Blathers soon because it's really getting out of hand. Nana's given me a lawnmower to help bring KK to the island. Not really sure this is what he would appreciate, but I sure do. Let's just put it right here for now. And we finally have our Able Sisters and Taylor shop. That means we also have our Emily on the island now. Now, there was a few great comments that also said Sable makes a really good Hayley. Not because of her looks, but because of the fact that she won't talk to you at first and she has to warm up to you. And that's so true. I mean, the only difference is with Sable, it's not in a mean way, it's just through her shyness. But I can totally see that connection. I really love that. So it makes perfect sense to have them represent both Hayley and Emily with the Taylor shop. So while we're here, let's go say hello to Sable and we can start working on getting her to warm up to us. Yeah, she's definitely got the Hayley vibes right now. She won't even look at me. I still wish they would have added a quality of life feature to the shop, you know, where you can add multiple things to the basket when you're looking at clothes. That would have been so helpful. But oh my god, they have the leprechaun hat. If you know, you know. This will be really cute to put in the Cindersap forest later, so I'm going to grab it. But there's nothing else I really want right now, so I'll leave it at that. I'm going to grab my daily points again and another fence recipe. This is one I really love, so I'm really glad I can get it today. And I'm also going to put down the plot that we bought earlier so we can search for another villager now that Phil has moved in. Our bell spot is here too, which is handy, so I'm going to grab that and replant it before we set off. I'll just take this odd stack of 9 tickets that I have for now. We'll start with those and we can come back for more if we need them. We do need to get more villagers as soon as we can if we hope to reach those 3 stars pretty quickly. So without further ado, let's head on out to our first island and see who we can find for Stardew. Our first island is... Money Rock Island. Wow, this is perfect timing because I really need the bells. What a great start to our set. There's no DIY here, but we do have Hamlet. Hamlet's a really cute hamster, he really is, but just not what I'm looking for at the moment. So let's eat some fruit. We'll break the rock and we'll get our bells from every single rock on this Money Rock Island. That's so satisfying. Just look at all those bells. What a fantastic start. Let's move on to the next island. Now we have a mountain island. So I'm going to look for the DIY first. And there is one here. Okay, let's see what we got. Another duplicate. All right, well, that can stay right here then. Let's go find out who's on this island. And it's Robin. Now, Robin's a really cute bird, to be honest. Not one that I actually come across often either. But again, she's not what we're looking for Stardew, so we're going to continue straight on. And now we have Tibble. Oh, sorry, bud. I almost knocked you right into the river there. Again, not for us. And there doesn't seem to be a DIY here. But I will grab this fossil. Oh, damn it. My shovel broke again. Great. I may as well shake the trees to find the item and wasp while I'm here, and then we can head on to the next island. I'm going to do this on every island, even if I don't show it, because it helps us get more items and bells. Easy money, easy items. The next island is a waterfall island, and I can already see from here it's a gorilla. Abort, abort. We're just going to turn around and go straight on to the next one. And we have Lucky on this one. Lucky's really cool, especially for like a Halloween or spooky themed island. Not really for Stardew though, unless he's going to represent the mummies in the mines or something. Let's continue on. And next up we have Sandy. Now Sandy was actually mentioned before in the comments that she could be the actual Sandy from Stardew. But Annalise was also mentioned for her, and I think she may be a better fit if we do have her. The only thing is that at this point, I don't know if we're going to have room to actually factor in the desert just yet. I am going to try to, but for now, until I know for sure, I'm going to hold off on looking for any kind of Sandy, especially because we're really limited on our villagers already, so I want to focus on the main townies first. And now we have Jitters on this island. Now, someone said that Jitters could actually be Shane. And I can kind of see it, to be honest, but I think it's really hard to beat the suggestion of Ken for Shane at the moment. I think that was just too perfect, and so many of you seem to agree with that in the comments too. So we are going to pass on Jitters and continue on. And we have another waterfall island here, and I can't actually see who it is this time, so I'm gonna have to climb up. Oh, we have Olive. She is a really cute cub. The only thing is, cubs and bears are not really on the list of animals that I want for Stardew. However, if we was to, she could possibly be an Evelyn. But again, we have our perfect little Evelyn, so we're going to leave Olive right here and continue on with our search. And now we have Becky with the good hair. She is a really pretty chicken. I like her. I've never ever had her on any island before either. I mean, she would have been a really good Abigail maybe. Although Muffy was suggested for Abigail too, which I think might be even better. Or someone like Gloria maybe. The problem is, because we're going to go with Nooks as Pierre's general store, that kind of covers Pierre's household. And it wouldn't really make sense to give up a villager spot to have Abigail or Caroline in an additional house next to it. So, I mean, we certainly could, but I'm not sure that's the route I want to go down at the moment. So we're going to hold off and we'll leave Becky here for now. Now I do need to make a quick pit stop back on the island to empty my bag because it's full of fossils, creatures and wasps. And everything else I'm just going to chuck into my storage for now and I can go through it later. And I may as well leave these bells here too because I don't need to carry them around with me right now. I'm also going to grab another 10 tickets, so let's jump back on that plane. And we have a bamboo island now, and Walt is here. Now, Walt could have been a really good option for George if I wasn't sticking to farm animals only for the most part. As he's a kangaroo, it's not really the Stardew vibe, so we're going to say no to Walt. And besides, we do already have George and Evelyn's house covered with Nan. So let me grab a load of coconuts while I'm here, and then we'll move on to the next island. And now we have Rodney. And I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of get a little bit of Gus from him, to be honest. What do you think? I mean, he does have something about him that just gives me the Gus vibe, but I'm not looking for hamsters, to be honest. And I do think there are a few better options for our Gus if we come to that. So we're going to leave Rodney here and I'll do my usual shaking of the trees before the next one. We have another bamboo island and we have Tex now. Now Tex is really cool, but he's an easy pass because he's a penguin. So let's move on. And now we have Ava. Oh, she's so cute. And so Stardew Valley as well. Not sure who she would be though. Possibly Marnie. She could definitely be a really good Marnie, but I do think Patty or Norma might be better for her if we do have a villager for Marnie. Ooh, but what about Jodie? I've really struggled to think of anyone that would be good for Jodie at the moment, but she may be really good for her. I mean, look at the colours in her hair and her feathers, you know, the brown and the purple or maroony colour. It kind of matches her outfit too, and she does have this whole mum vibe going on. Plus, she has the normal personality too, which is perfect for Jodie. I can really see it now. I do need someone for that house as well. And thinking about it, I think I'd rather have Jodie over Sam, Ken or Vincent right now. Simply because I think her and Egbert would be really, really cute on the island and really give us that Stardew feeling that I want to achieve. Oh, yeah, I think we're going to do it. I think she's going to be perfect for Jodie. Let's invite Ava to the island. Oh my god, at this rate, we are going to end up with a whole island full of chickens. But I can't help it. She is really cute, and I do believe that she is a perfect match for Stardew, especially for the feeling that we're going for. So I do think she'll be a great addition. But you're going to have to let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of Ava as Jodie? Because I love to hear your feedback on that. So now we've ticked off all our goals that we had for day 3, and that's our third permanent villager on Stardew Island. So we now have Egbert for Clint, Nan for Granny Evelyn, and Ava will be moving in for Jodie. But we have so much more to do and a lot more to find as we continue on with this series. Once again, I want to thank you all for your amazing support and feedback that you've shown me on this series so far. It's truly blown me away, and honestly, I appreciate it so much more than I could ever attempt to put into words. If you are still enjoying this series and would like to see it continue, please do give the video a like and consider leaving a comment down below. These things really, really help me out, and it shows me that you're enjoying enjoying the series and would love to see it continue. And to be honest, I really just love hearing all your ideas and all of your suggestions on this series and the villagers we could have on the island. It's really fun to chat to you all about it in the comments. And it would mean the world to me if you would consider hitting that subscribe button too, if you'd like to, and if you'd like to see more content like this. Now, we do have a wonderful Discord if you'd like to come and chat over there as well. The link for that is in the description box below, so I'll look forward to seeing you there. But that's a wrap on day 3 of our challenge. So until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful day and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!